Welcome to the Morning Nerdy News. I'm your host, Gray Falcon. We've got a lot of interesting bits of news, including updates from Cyberpunk, and got some game information and other information from Disney Plus in regards to The Mandalorian later on. But I'm going to go ahead and start off here with, I was able to get my hands on an Xbox Series X. My youngest son, who has autism, asked for this for Christmas. It's the only thing he wanted for Christmas. We were having troubles getting it. I remember that back when it first launched, I was able to get in my cart and I was able to get to the checkout process, but I wasn't planning on getting one because I got my new graphics card, so there wasn't a whole lot of reason for me to get this, but it's all he's been asking for. So this morning through Target, I was able to finally receive that. So if you're still looking for your own system to get your own console for an Xbox or PlayStation, make sure you keep checking sites. I know when I spoke with Best Buy, they informed me that their stuff goes up typically at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And then Target stuff on their website and through the app, they tend to refresh for their local stores at around 7 to 7:30 a.m. in the morning. So depending upon your time zone in the US, you may or may not be able to find that available during those time frames at the stores that are available. I found one, but unfortunately it was quite a drive this morning to go out and get that. So obviously that's why we're running a little bit late today. All right, but we're going to go ahead and move on forward with some other things. Later on this week, I am hoping to be able to stream building a PC. I was planning on using a 5th gen processor. I went out with my brother because he wanted this, and I was going to build him one. Unfortunately, we were 2 people behind in order to get the 5600X processor from Ryzen at the local Micro Center store. So we're going to be building this with a 3600 because they had a bunch of those in stock. And prior to this whole release of the new processors, this was overall best price to performance for dollar value wise. And it's cheap enough that we got it for about a little over $200. That if he wants to go in when these are more readily available for the 5000 series, he can just go in and upgrade just the processor and, not have to overspend on getting one and still have that nice upgrade. Because I'm going to be honest, his computer right now does not run very well. We're going to get him a used graphics card dropped in there. So overall, he's going to have a decent machine that's easily upgradable to next generation of products when they are, available to the public far easier than what they are right now. And if he's okay with streaming this while the two of us build this, I plan to put this up as well. I'll let you know more on that later on. Unfortunately, at this moment, I'm going to have to kind of wait on when he's available to do it and if he's okay with being on camera to do this, because he does want to build it with me. All right, and then next up, we are going to go ahead and get into the news, and we have updates from Cyberpunk in regards to refunds. And so here we have a message from Cyberpunk saying that they are going to start doing refunds for physical purchases of the game. It says we started reaching out to people who sent us messages with a confirmation of receipt. We send these emails out in waves, so don't worry if you don't receive your answer immediately. At the same time, we'd like you to know our intention is for every owner of physical copy or a digital copy bought at retail who has valid proof of purchase to send us an email at helpmerefund@cdprojectred.com within the time window to receive a refund. We will do this out of our own pocket if necessary. If you are unable to obtain a refund for the game from the store where you bought it, please contact us via email until December 21st. So today is the last day. So if you haven't done this already, make sure you get out there and put this in and through if you are wanting a refund for the purchase of this game through them. As this is a one-time initiative, we will provide everyone with next steps only after the refund request submission window closes. For digital versions, please follow the refund process of each respective platform. Right now, I can say on PC, I haven't had a whole lot of issue. I have mentioned that I have had bugs and some glitches occur, but nothing to the scale that is happening over on consoles, especially with last gen. Current gen, not quite so much. Still bugs, still issues, but because of the hardware that's built into those, you're not seeing nearly the problems that were experienced with the games as they were appearing on PS4 and Xbox One. So just keep an eye out on that, and make sure that if you need to get that refund, that you get your request put in today, because after today, they're not doing it anymore. All right, and some other Cyberpunk update news. We have that apparently that if your save file gets too big, it can get corrupted and you can lose your game. So multiple saves apparently is going to be key to ensuring that you don't lose your game if you're playing this and enjoying this. And this isn't limited to any specific platform. This is happening on PC, it's happening on Xbox, happening on PlayStation. Doesn't matter where you play it. If you're doing it through Stadia, you run the risk of a save file being too large and corrupting and having to restart from either a prior save or start the game over again. So multiple saves are key for making sure that you're going to be able to enjoy this game long term until they figure out how to fix this problem. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and move over to some more positive news, where we have over on the Xbox store, there are a ton of sales. So if you like to buy your game digitally, this might be the time to go in and check this out if you're an Xbox user, because Assassin's Creed Valhalla, $45. You can get Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War bumped down to $56. That is next gen, so you'll be able to have that upgrade without having to pay the full $70 that was available not that long ago. Control Ultimate Edition, $20. Now, Control is currently a part of Game Pass. I don't know if they're only giving that for the standard Control or if they are allowing you to go ahead and play the Ultimate Edition with the ray tracing on next-gen systems. But if you don't own this already, $20 to go in and get one of the best looking ray traced games that's on the market. Destiny 2 Beyond Light has a quick little $10 discount that does not include the season. They are doing the Season of Dawning right now, which I'm enjoying, where you go out, you're making cookies, giving gifts, and you'll get things in return for bringing those cookies out to people, as well as special items like ships that are customizable and all kinds of cool little things that are a part of that as well. And then Jedi Fallen Order, which of course is a last year game for $24, but still a very good game. If you haven't picked that up, that's a good deal. Star Wars Squadrons, which came out this year at $24. I've seen that for $20, at least on PC. I would presume that you can probably find it at places for $20. So going digital in this case might be a good deal only if you don't play on PC, or having a physical copy at that reduced price isn't appealing to you and you want to have that digital copy of it. But otherwise, some good games here if you are looking to catch a deal. All right, and then we're going to move on into some Nintendo news, where new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate freebie available for Switch Online members. So basically what's going on here is, if you pre-purchased your package for the next bundle of fighters, Sephiroth is going to be available in that. However, there's currently a endurance challenge that's available, where if you fight Sephiroth and you beat that challenge, you will have him as a playable character early. So anyone who already has purchased it, you are going to receive him. This is just to allow you to get it early if you can complete this challenge. All right, and then continuing on, we have Engineer gets ray tracing to work on an SNES. So this is done in a very interesting manner, because back in the day, it wasn't uncommon for Super Nintendo games to have a little chip that was built onto the cartridge. And that chip would help with processing power, would help with getting larger games to run on a system that may not have been capable of performing some of those tasks, or simply required more memory or other things. It was designed that if you programmed it and engineered it, you could put additional chips onto the cartridge and run more powerful games or features. Well, this guy has gone out and created his own chip and software in order to go and put ray tracing on SNES games. So he gives instructions so you can go and learn to do this yourself, and you can get some of these really awesome ray tracing effects in these old game systems if you have the know-how or are willing to, put forth the effort, be very cautious and careful and take your time, or just willing to put the money through until you can get it right in order to accomplish this. So this is a really cool thing, and given that he tells you how to do it for free and you love to tinker and you think this is something you could do, I suggest you come in, go through the links, check out GameSpot here, and get the information to go in and learn to do this. Let us know how your quest goes for that if you think you're someone that is capable of pulling this type of thing off. And then we're going to get into some other interesting news. So the United States Space Force has officially named some of their positions, and they are going to call their troopers Guardians, a name chosen by space professionals for space professionals. And of course, Destiny had to chime in on this almost as if it's our Destiny. And I just thought that was fun and interesting, and a little way for Destiny to be like, we knew they were Guardians. And the way the emblem looks so close to Star Trek, it really makes you realize, the people who are setting this up and doing this must be big space nerds and video game people, and it shows that this is being done by people who love sci-fi and love this type of world. So it's just, this makes me happy and proud as a nerdy gamer who has loved these shows, loved these games, that they are just taking inspiration from our sci-fi and our video game worlds in order to implement it into something that is real and truly a part of what the United States Space Force is going to be going forward. All right. And then Disney Plus, after this weekend, hopefully you saw The Last Mandalorian, but at the end of it, they did announce a new show, The Book of Boba Fett. And a lot of people were worried that this was going to replace The Mandalorian, or this was going to be how The Mandalorian continues as Boba Fett as book 2 of this series. So season 3 of The Mandalorian, book 2. But that's not actually going to be the case. They've gone in and they've clarified that the Book of Boba Fett is something that is going to live alongside The Mandalorian. So The Mandalorian is going to get a 3rd season next year, as well as Boba Fett getting its 1st season starting next year. And this is all going to work together with all of these different shows that they have going up on Disney Plus. And much like how Avengers works out, where you have all the individual movies for Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, all of these coming together in the big motion picture for the things, this is going to do the same thing, where we are going to have all these multiple shows that eventually play into each other and have one kind of either epic series or possibly even movie. I don't know all the details on that at this point, but the idea is to have that same type of idea where you get to enjoy these different little stories of just the characters that build into one epic story with all of them together. And if that plays out well, we'll probably see this to continue to push forward and grow with this in future iterations of Star Wars, if not with these same characters after that initial playthrough. That's going to be it for today. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already, make sure you click the follow button. You can also check me out over on YouTube as Gray Falcon over there as well, GRAY_Falcon. Or follow me on Twitter to find out when these things are going up live here or when they get posted up on YouTube as The Gray Falcon. Make sure you stay tuned. Hopefully we'll get a computer build up here for you later on. Holidays are still moving through. A lot of the things that are going up have still mostly been about sales. And like I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of using sales as news, except for in very specific situations. So that's why this has been kind of lagging behind. The first week back after Christmas break, unfortunately, my kids are going to be home from school, so it might be a little inconsistent then as well with when these go up, but I'm hoping that after the new year, everything will smooth out, or at worst, after that first week of the new year, we'll be back to a regular daily process and we'll have consistent news coming in again, because right now everything is just so dominated by sales because of Christmas coming up or Cyberpunk. But at least Cyberpunk is news, it's information I can get out, but it's not enough to carry us through an entire week most of the time, so we've just been letting it build up and go out once a week at this point, maybe twice a week if there is enough information. So if you keep up with me on Twitter, you'll know when these are going to go up and live to keep up on that. Otherwise, it's just been kind of game streaming, so you can check out Destiny and things that have been going on with that. But again, thanks for hanging out, and until next time, have a good one.